Well, fertility lawyer Natalie Gamble's here, and boy, do we need advice, because this is a most complicated legal issue. In fact, Fiona was saying her brand new baby is 12 weeks old and he's still technically not your son. Is that right?
That's right. In the eyes of the law, until I've gone through a process called a parental order process, which is a bit like a fast-track adoption, Kate and her husband Dennis, neither of whom are genetically linked with the child, are in the eyes of the law my son's parents.
So Natalie, when people come to you seeking advice, what is the most simple thing you can tell them to do? What is the best way to get through this rather complicated procedure?
Yeah, I mean, the process needn't be complicated. It can be very straightforward as long as you comply with all the requirements of the law. So I think the most important message is to make sure that you understand what those are right at the beginning so that you set things up right. So there are a number of criteria that you have to meet relating to payments and relating to the biological connection.
And just tell us what they are. Payment is effectively banned in this country. You're not allowed to pay a surrogate mother any more than expenses, are you?
Yeah, you can pay reasonable expenses, or alternatively ask the court to authorise the payment if you've paid more. But it's much more straightforward if you've only paid reasonable expenses. And then you have to have the biological link, so at least one of the intended parents has to be the biological parent.
Which I don't think you seem to have had, Fiona, did you?
Both of us.
One of the intended parents must be.
Right.
Oh, I see. So that's you.
Yeah,
right. So the surrogate mother doesn't have to be biologically linked in any way.
No, she doesn't.
But the parents have to. In other words, they can't just get a sperm from a stranger and an egg from someone else.
Absolutely.
I get it. Okay,
absolutely.
fine. And then what?
The application has to be made within 6 months of the birth, and it's a court process. So basically, once the baby's born, the birth is registered with the wrong people on the birth certificate initially, and then there's a process to go through where you make an application to the family court, and they assess whether you've met all the criteria, and if you have, then you get a parental order and the birth certificate is reissued in the names of the right people. So it's about kind of getting from A to B. So the end result is a positive one, but it's just about understanding how you're going to get through that process.
And do you think it's going to become more popular over here? For example, all the publicity surrounding Elton John and now Nicole Kidman. I know Mylene was responding on Twitter. Lots of people were very negative about what had happened. You were positive about it.
I don't understand how you can possibly say one negative thing about it. I think the fact that people are deciding they're not worthy parents, I think if you just carry a child, that doesn't suddenly make you a mum or dad, maybe by name only, but it's the late night feeds and it's the worrying and the taxi driving and all the other things that's involved in becoming a parent and being a parent. And for what they're going to be able to provide, that child's not going to want for anything. I think they're going to be incredible parents.
They kept saying to me, when is Allegra, my elder daughter, ready to stay for lunch? And she's 25 and the answer is still not yet. I like her to be at home having lunch with her mummy. It's ridiculous. Thanks to Carol, Fiona and Natalie. And don't forget, we do want to hear from you, whether it's love troubles, DIY nightmares, or you want to help with your health. If you need a shoulder to cry on or a helping hand, let us know and we'll do our very best to help. You can email the Vanessa Show at 5.tv. We'd absolutely love to hear from you. Mylene and Ben are back after the break. We're going between the covers of this week's magazines to find the one article you should be reading at the hairdressers. If you buy your daughter a train and your son an ironing board, will they still revert to stereotype? We'll find out in a moment.